Hello, everybody. It's the Hyper Hedgehog. You know, it's time we talk about Sonic eras. You see, Sonic eras are divided into four eras. First is the Classic era, which is the games from Sonic 1 all the way to Sonic R. Then is the Dreamcast era, which is Sonic Adventure to Sonic Advance 3. The Dark Age, which is Shadow to Black Knight, and the Meta era, which is Colors to Now. But hold it, I don't like this definition of eras. For one, the Classic era and the Dreamcast era really aren't that different, other than design. That's pretty much the only thing that separates them. Why are they different? And also, the name Dreamcast era is completely stupid, since only 3 games in that era were on the Dreamcast. And what about the name Dark Age? That name implies that most of the games that were released in this era were bad, which they weren't, and they did very well. And Colors and Generations, they have a lot in common with the Dark Age games. So why are they part of the meta era? Sure, they do have some stuff that would later come into the meta era, but they're more like transitional games. You know what? I think it's time we redefine the eras of Sonic, and that is exactly what I am going to do. So, how am I going to categorize these eras? I'm going to categorize them with 3 things. Number 1, the quality of the games. Number 2, the state of the fan base. And number 3, the series representation with the larger gaming community. Oh, and one more thing. This only applies to the games, so stuff like TV shows, movies, the toy line, and the comics, they won't apply here. Because if I included those things, this whole era naming would be a whole lot more complicated. So I have decided to divide these into 3 eras instead of 4. The Golden Age, the Silver Age, and the Dark Age. I'll explain each era in a bit. However, one of my categories was the state of the fan base. And I need to make this video funny. So in order to accomplish both things, I have decided to put a couple characters to represent the state of the fan base during each era. First, you have the 90s kid. This kid grew up in the 90s. I know, shocker. He tends to favor the classic games over any of the others. However, this doesn't mean he hates any of the other games, although sometimes we do have some purists in the fanbase. Next, we have the 2000s kid. This kid grew up in the 2000s. Yeah, it's shocking. They tend to favor the latter half of the Golden Age and the Silver Age over any of the other games. Next, we have the 2010s kid, who grew up in the 2010s. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying it's shocking. This kid tends to prefer the 2010s games. However, there are exceptions, like myself. Finally, we have the non-Sonic fan. These people tend to have not played many Sonic games, if at all. And if they do, they tend to not get very far in them. They tend to pretend they know what they're talking about. However, most of the time, they'll generalize and attack the series. They also tend to despise the fan base and do everything in their power to make them look bad. These are the most annoying out of all the 4 groups. Alright, now that all the explaining is done, let's get right into the era defining. The Golden Age. This age consists of the games from Sonic the Hedgehog 1 all the way to Sonic Advance 3. Now, why didn't I divide these eras? Well, because, other than design, these games really aren't that different. And you know what? Neither was their reputation. Despite what the infamous phrase, Sonic hit a rough transition into 3D, would have you believe, at the time when Sonic went 3D, the game was universally loved by both critics and fans. It was put on the same level as games like Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. That phrase is nothing but revisionist history. Man, I just love what they've been doing with the series. It might not be as good as the classic games, but man, Sonic Adventure was really great. Wait a minute, why do I own a Mac in 2004? Yeah, you're right, dude, for the most part. However, I believe that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are even better than the classics. It's okay, dude. I respect your opinion. What is happening right now? The Silver Age. This era consists of the games from Shadow the Hedgehog all the way to Sonic Generations. Most people would describe this as the Dark Age of Sonic, minus Colors and Generations. However, the reason I'm not giving it that name is because despite the fact that games like Shadow and Sonic 06 ruined the series' reputation, for the most part, reviews of the game were still pretty good. Well, yes, you still had some lazy reviewers who just gave it a bad review because punching Sonic became a trend of some sort. The fan base was still pretty big, and a lot of people liked the direction the series was going. However, one of the dark sides of this era, why it can't be considered the Golden Age, is because after Shadow 06, people started looking for things in the fan base to hate them on. Like, seriously, they'd probably blame Sonic fans for the common cold if they could. But on the other hand, passion in the fan base and a lot of stuff like cool fan art and fan games really skyrocketed during this era. The only problem was that people were just looking for the bad stuff in the fan base to hate them on. However, if you were looking for good stuff, they were easy to find in the fan base. How could you even like those newer games? Don't you see they're ruining the series? It's a good thing people like me are keeping this series alive, because otherwise it would be dead. Oh my goodness, Sonic, why? Why did you betray us? Why? Stop living in the past, dude. You weren't gonna have your black-eyed Sonic forever. The series is just evolving. Just quit living in the past. It's okay, green-eyed Sonic. I will protect you from all these stupid haters. Now, I should mention, however, that towards the time the Silver Age was over with Colors and Generations, a lot of 90s kids started gaining hope in the series, as well as some 2000s fans started losing hope in the series. However, gameplay-wise, these games were still similar to the Silver Age, which is why I put them in the Silver Age instead of the Dark Age. Yes, yes, yes! Sonic Colors was amazing! Sonic is back! Great! You changed it again with this stupid game! How could you betray me, Sonic? Why? Ugh, these stupid Sonic fans. They're so annoying. Go back to making your original stupid characters. In fact, don't do that, because that's annoying too. In fact, you know what? Stop breathing. Your breathing is annoying. The Dark Age. This era consists of the games from Sonic Lost World all the way to Colors Ultimate. Now, why do I consider this the Dark Age? Because during this era, sales were low. Sega made really stupid decisions. One of their dumbest was the Sonic Twitter account, which at the time was received really well when it first started. But as time went on, people began to realize that all these stupid memes and the we're self-aware, we're self-aware, we're self-aware memes were just a publicity stunt. And if you thought people hated the fan base back in the Silver Age, oh boy, during the Dark Age, people were lighting them on fire like they were witches. And to top it all off, the games weren't even that good of quality. While in the Golden Age, low quality games were a rarity, and the Silver Age, low quality games were also a rarity. During the Dark Age, there was only one high quality game, and that game was made by fans and was licensed by Sega, so it technically isn't even a real Sonic game. However, that's not to say the Dark Age was completely dark. For one, the fan base was at its most passionate, and cool fan projects were being pumped out constantly. Even one got officially licensed, as I mentioned earlier. However, that leads me into what I think is the worst part of the Dark Age of Sonic. Sega themselves. They pretty much just gave up on their fans and tried to start appealing to people who never liked the series in the first place. Sure, they may pretend that they care about their fans with their whole, "Oh, your fan project is so cool, keep making awesome stuff, Sonic fans." But in reality, when you look closer, you begin to realize that that is nothing but an act. They really don't care. They gave up. If they really did, they wouldn't be releasing really bad games. They wouldn't interact with people on their Twitter who go and spread misinformation about their games. And they certainly wouldn't have released Sonic Forces. I'm sorry that I got angry during when I talked about this. However, that's just what the Dark Age of Sonic does. It takes people who care about the series and just makes them angry. You know, maybe Green-Eyed Sonic wasn't that bad. Until Lost World came out! You know, it was pretty good. It's kind of similar to the classics. And unlike Forces, they don't make me want to burn in a fire. Yeah, you know, you're right. Twitter is the worst Sonic game. What, you stupid nostalgia-blind jerks? The new Sonic games are perfect compared to the stupid stuff you had. You're really nostalgia-blind, you jerks. Sonic was never good. Send. This is gonna give me so many views. And that is how I define the Sonic eras. I hope you guys really find this much more helpful and enjoyable than the one we've been using for a while. But there are a couple messages I want you guys to take away from this. Number one, it is not okay to generalize and attack fandoms. I know the internet's been doing it for a long time, but it is not okay. All the characters in this video were just done for fun and to put some comedy in there. However, some people actually believe those are what those fans are like, which it is not. This is actually part of the problem of the internet and why Sonic fans are as hated as they are. Number two, it doesn't matter which Sonic era you prefer, whether it be the Golden Age, Silver Age, or even the Dark Age. You can like whatever era you want for whatever reasons you like them. It doesn't matter, as long as you have fun. And number three, don't be afraid to change opinions. For some reason, some Sonic fans changing their opinions about games is seen as a horrible thing, but I don't think it is. It's only natural that over time, your opinions are going to change. Mine certainly have. So, if you do end up preferring one era that you once hated, don't be scared. It's perfectly okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. See you guys later. Bye.